What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the now 18th episode of the Pass to Knife series. So far, this has been quite a journey. We've had downs and ups and downs again. But honestly, I don't think it could have had a better ending than it is currently having. This is not the final episode, but I am confident this might be the second to last episode. So I bought a pass on a brand new account, Stonker 2, and my goal is to transform this pass into a dream knife, the Paracord Knife Slaughter. To do that, I'm gonna have two sources of income: the sale of Broken Fang cases, which I get from stars obviously, and my ability to flip items on the community market. I have been flipping items on the community market for more than a year now, and I've made a ton of videos on how to find these items and how to decide whether you should buy or not. So if you want to learn how I'm doing it, then go check out the other videos on my channel after this one, of course. As you know, this was the second full week of me flipping with the help of my own software. Well, not really my own, more like my brother's software. In the last week's episode, I talked a lot about the strategy. This time around, I'm not going to talk about it at all because there really was no change in strategy. I mean, kind of there was a change. I switched the search criteria by a tiny bit. I started going for items that sell like 2, 3, 4 times a month, and that was a big win, honestly. Straight off the bat, I'm gonna tell you that the rough profit for this week is 47.81 euros. And what do I mean by rough profit? Is that I have still some items that haven't sold. When I calculate this profit, I already consider these 12 items as sold, even though they're not yet sold. The reason why I'm doing that is that the hardest part is buying the item for the price that you want to get it at. Because I only buy items for good deals. I never buy items that are not gonna be good deals. Selling them is just a matter of time. It's not really a problem. I am confident that all these items are going to be sold for the price I listed them for. Okay, maybe some of them I'm gonna have to decrease the price by 10 cents, 20 cents, but that's not gonna be crucial to the whole profit amount. That is barely gonna matter. That is just a measure that I take in order to sell faster. The reason why I'm not showing the exact items that I have buy orders and sell orders for is because that will put my profit in a little bit of danger, because there's gonna be some competition. Some people will want to put the same buy orders, and I don't want that to happen. That's why I'm keeping it kind of a secret. I mean, some of you have already seen the items, so yeah. Currently, the items in the database are being updated every 2 to 3 days, so that's when I put new buy orders. But when we launch the website, it will happen more frequently. The total amount of money on the Stonker 2 account, if we consider that the items that I currently have are sold, that would be 264.55 euros. That is almost enough to buy the gold knife, which is 280 euros. That's gonna happen next week. We're gonna hit 280 euros next week. That is pretty easy at this point. But the problem is going to be actually selling those items, so that might take an extra 1 or 2 weeks. And also having to wait for the Paracord Knife Slaughter to be purchased with a buy order. That is also going to take a while, because the last time it sold for the price I wanted to, that was May 12th. That was 11 days ago, so that's in the ballpark of how much I might have to wait for the item to be bought in the first place. So yeah, I'm thinking it might take a while to get that item, not because I don't have the money, but just getting the item takes a while. I actually went ahead and made a poll about what should be the next objective after I get this Paracord Knife Slaughter, and I selected as options the Ob Dragon Lore, obviously, a Karambit Emerald, I mean it's a good knife, and a car. And most of you guys preferred the car. I mean, I'm not so sure about this one, because cars don't grow in value like dragon lores do. So I'm afraid this might not happen straight away. This might be a future objective, obviously, when I can actually go for it. But for now, we might have to settle for Ob Dragon Lore. Yeah, I think that might be the thing. Okay, so as I said, we're at about 264 euros. With that amount of money, we could afford a Star Trek Gut Knife Lore in factory new condition at this point, which is pretty dope. A Talon Knife stained in factory new, that's decent, and a Star Trek Huntsman Knife Marble Fade in factory new. This one is a little tiny bit out of our price range, but one more flip and we are there. Right here I have the table with all the progress so far. As you remember, we started out with just one Broken Fang Pass. On that day, January 1st, I bought the pass, I got the cases, sold them, I instantly got 8.5 euros back. I started flipping. Next week, I've already paid off my pass. Flipping was going pretty darn good back then. When I started this series, there was no competition. Look at that, plus 80% in 1 week, plus 64% in 1 week, plus 67% in 1 week. That was just crazy. As this series was going on and on, I got more attention towards the items that I was flipping, so those items kind of lost profitability overall. But that does not mean that there are not other items which are profitable. That was a temporary gold mine that I found, but I have discovered there are so many other gold mines, and the opportunities are limitless. You just need a decent amount of money. That's kind of the reason why after I finish this series, I'm going to connect all my accounts together and start flipping with all my accounts, not just this Stonker 2 one where I started from scratch. You can see towards the end there was just 4%, 5% weekly, which was decent, not bad. But in the last 2 weeks we had plus 15%, plus 22%. That is just amazing. Considering we are flipping with 200 euros, that's pretty good. And you know what brings me the most happiness is when I started this series, people also started flipping with me. And at this point, people have made quite a bit of profit. For example, I know Gier, he started out with 5 euros and recently just hit 100 euros. I'm really happy for you, man, that you managed to do it this well. And there is so many people that are not part of this community and they're also flipping and making a ton of profit. I know that for a fact because that is exactly how I got inspired. I saw these Chinese people hoarding thousands of items and I didn't understand why they would buy so many for no reason, but apparently that is how they make money, so that's where the idea came from. But yeah, anyway, I think that is pretty much for today's episode. We are pretty close to an ending, so smash that like button if you've enjoyed the series so far. I'm going to continue it probably under a different name, probably trying to get the dragon lore, but that is going to be after I get the knife. So yeah, subscribe to not miss out on that. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Bro, what the hell? Oh shit, that was the wrong nade.
Deploying flashbang. Flashbang.
Please, 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 please.